In modern warfare, the battlefield doesn't just belong to heavy main battle tanks. Alongside them, armored personnel carriers and infantry fighting vehicles have become the backbone of mechanized forces, providing troops with mobility, protection, and devastating firepower. Today, we'll explore the top 10 strongest armored fighting vehicles in the world. Steel warriors that combine speed, protection, and cutting-edge technology. Boxer, Germany, Netherlands. Technical features: a modular 8x8 armored vehicle weighing about 33 tons, capable of speeds over 100 kilometers per hour. It can quickly switch between multiple roles: troop transport, ambulance, command vehicle, or even infantry fighting vehicle with heavy turrets. Modular armor can withstand RPGs, large mines, and even autocannon fire. Real-world context: used by Germany and other NATO countries, Boxer represents modern European military thinking, prioritizing flexibility and troop protection. In the Ukraine war, NATO has supplied Kyiv with many armored vehicles, and Boxer is seen as a strong candidate because it outperforms older Soviet designs like the M113 or BTR-80. Puma IFV, Germany. Weighing nearly 43 tons, the Puma is considered the best protected infantry fighting vehicle in the world. It carries a 30mm autocannon, Spike LR anti-tank missiles, and state-of-the-art sensors for all-weather operations. Often described as a mini-tank, Puma provides near-tank-level protection for infantry. If deployed in Eastern Europe, Puma would be a deadly rival to Russian vehicles like the BMP-3 or BTR-82, which have already proven vulnerable to modern anti-tank weapons in Ukraine. 1. CV-90, Sweden. In service since 1993, but continuously upgraded. Standard armament includes 30 to 40mm cannons, but variants carry 105mm or 120mm guns. Strong composite armor and modern sensors, used by many NATO members including Norway, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Estonia. Several countries have supplied CV-90s to Ukraine, making it one of the few IFVs actively fighting Russian forces today, where it has proven highly effective. VBCI, France. A 29-ton 8x8 infantry fighting vehicle, armed with 25 to 40mm cannons and MMP anti-tank missiles. Proven in combat in Mali and Afghanistan. France has used the VBCI in counterterrorism and peacekeeping operations in Africa. In a large-scale European conflict, its battle-tested reliability would be critical for frontline operations. K-21, South Korea. A 25-ton infantry fighting vehicle with amphibious capability, armed with a 40mm cannon, machine guns, and anti-tank missiles. Lighter than Puma, but well-armed and highly mobile. Designed to counter the North Korean threat, the K-21 would play a frontline role if war broke out on the Korean Peninsula, especially against North Korean T-62 and T-72 tanks. South Korea's growing arms exports, including the K-21, demonstrate its rising role as a global defense supplier. JA M2, or A4 Bradley, United States. The latest Bradley variant, weighing around 30 tons, armed with a 25mm cannon and Tau-2B anti-tank missiles. Features upgraded armor and the Iron Fist active protection system. Bradley IFVs were key assets in Iraq and Syria. Today, hundreds have been delivered to Ukraine, where they are taking part in counteroffensives. With its Tau missiles, the Bradley is capable of destroying Russian tanks, making it a crucial part of Washington's strategy to contain Moscow. Bumerang, Russia. A new generation 34-ton 8x8 APC IFV, amphibious, modular, and often armed with the Epoch turret, 30mm cannon, and Kornet ATGMs, represents Russia's attempt to move away from outdated Soviet-era designs. However, due to funding shortages and sanctions, large-scale deployment has stalled. In the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Bumerang would have been Russia's direct answer to NATO's Boxer and Patria AMV. Kurganets 25, Russia. Russia's new generation 25-ton infantry fighting vehicle, equipped with a 30mm autocannon and Kornet missiles. Features the Afghanid active protection system, also found on the T-14 Armada. Intended to replace the BMP-2/3, but mass production has been stalled by international sanctions and high costs. In Ukraine, Russia still relies heavily on older BMPs and BTRs, which are extremely vulnerable to Javelin and NLAW missiles. If Kurganets 25 were widely deployed, it would drastically improve Russian infantry survivability. Patria AMV, Finland. In 2001, Finland's Patria introduced the AMV, Armored Modular Vehicle. Its groundbreaking design allowed one base platform to be customized into many roles: troop carrier, infantry fighting vehicle, command post, or even self-propelled mortar. Regarded as one of the best wheeled armored vehicles in the world, Finland's Patria AMV has proven its survivability and mobility across multiple combat zones. But what makes this steel warrior so powerful? The Patria AMV brings several major advantages. Modular design. A single chassis can be transformed for multiple missions. Flexible protection. Base armor withstands small arms fire, with upgrades to resist 30mm autocannons and even anti-tank weapons. High mobility. Speeds over 100 km per hour. Operational range up to 800 km. And excellent off-road performance. Varied firepower, from heavy machine guns to 30 to 35mm autocannons to powerful 120mm mortars. Most importantly, the AMV has proven its effectiveness in real combat, from Afghanistan to today's war in Ukraine. Of course, the AMV is not perfect. It's expensive, costing between $3 to $5 million per unit. Its large size makes it easier to spot by drones and satellites, and without an active protection system, it remains vulnerable to modern anti-tank missiles like the Javelin or Kornet. In today's battlefield, where drones, guided missiles, and IEDs are everywhere, the Patria AMV highlights the importance of medium-weight armored vehicles. Fast mobility and a rapid deployment, better protection than trucks, but lighter and cheaper than tanks, and the ability to be upgraded and adapted for decades to come. The Patria AMV proves that even smaller nations like Finland can design military technology with global impact. Rosomak, Poland. A Polish variant of the Patria AMV, upgraded with stronger armor and weapons. Typically fitted with a 30mm cannon and 7.62mm machine guns. Extensively used by Poland, including in Afghanistan. Today, as one of NATO's most anti-Russian frontline states, Poland relies on the Rosomak as its steel shield on the eastern border and a support tool for Ukraine.